Justin
Oh,
Willman
okay, let's bring him in.
is right outside. He does Magic for Humans on Netflix. And all of us being humans and over 50% of our listener base being humans, Justin Willman is the magician. Oh,
hello.
He's the magician for you.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
What's going on, man? How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Talking about humans, I hear.
Well, yeah, and the magic that's for them.
I don't like to rule out any audience. Magic for humans. It's all encompassing.
That's smart. How did you end up being the magician that gets the Netflix show? Because Netflix, they do a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
Not a lot of magic.
Not a lot of magic.
Right.
It was their first magic show. Original
Really?
magic show, yeah.
Because you know what they did do? And I don't know if this fucked you up and you were like, we got to take this back for magicians, is I watched on Netflix, they brought back all those... You remember from like the late 90s, early 2000s, the masked magician tells all the secrets? Yeah. They put all those on Netflix, and I rewatched all of them so I could learn all the secrets.
Where they give away the tricks.
Yeah.
Do other magicians want to smash that guy's face?
Oh, absolutely. I forgot now. What's sad is that if they're like, oh, if you like Magic for Humans, you'll probably like knowing how everything works. So we're going to refer you to this show. I did like 2 failed pilots for Comedy Central, who also does comedy and does not do magic and continue to not do magic. They said no, but it was I kind of recut the trailers from that and pitched Netflix, and they were like, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll do it.
A guy with no mask doing magic? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we like that. Now, when do you tell everybody how it's done? You're
Exactly.
Like, no, I actually do this on the road, and we make a living. So we're not going to tell people.
Now, do you use any camera? I have to ask that because someone has said Copperfield had used camera tricks for like the Statue of Liberty or different angles. And then
and like Chris Angel used to do like, oh, look, Shaq is floating across the neighborhood. You're like, come on, dude.
Well, that one, I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There were people looking up.
We believe that one. Yeah. Well, I mean, camera tricks. It's a subjective thing. I obviously the show's edited to make it tight in 22 minutes, but everything you see is what it would look like if you were there, just watching it and being amazed. So, it's tightened to make me funnier. Make maybe
I understand.
The beats hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah, I definitely understand.
Right. So the camera tricks
overshoot,
but no sweetening. No sweetening.
Right.
The camera tricks are more used for the jokes than the magic tricks.
Exactly.
I see.
All
right.
Yeah. The illusion of comedy is strong with this one. Yeah.
Now,
exactly.
I saw I saw the one where the invisible one, the invisibility one, where you convince people that they're invisible, which was very funny.
Netflix must be so happy when, like, to promote the show, the thing goes viral.
They love it
because it's got like 5 million views. The trick is that you get a flash mob. It's really more of a prank than a magic trick.
Kind of, yeah. But I added a magic element. I made one dude actually vanish. Kind of like a street version of the classic. As the convincer. So the dude takes the bait. And it went great.
Right.
But now, like, a bunch of parents are doing it to their kids. And
because kids are stupid.
Teenagers are doing it to their... and you don't need to do the convincer for kids.
Right.
If you're their parent, the person they love and trust more than anyone in the world, and you act like they're invisible, you believe them.
Right, like, why would my parent ever lie to me?
You get traumatized.
Right. Yeah, have you watched any of the people trying it at home? So the trick is...
No, that's funny.
The trick is that, like, a guy is... You got a flash mob, right? And
from Craigslist.
Right.
Yes,
and so they're all
really good-looking LA flash mob, too, from Craigslist.
But they're all hired people. Like, they're all in on the gag.
Right.
You put a blanket over a guy's head, you pull him off, and then everybody acts like the guy's invisible.
Well, the one guy you made... You actually did one with a guy where, you pull the blanket off and he's gone. So the other guy sees, and then you do the thing with the soda can where you let him hold the soda can. So the other guy sees, okay, this guy really is invisible.
But where they really get him is you have the flash mob people take a photo with the empty chair.
Exactly, ahead of time.
That was very smart.
And then the same flash mob people come up and take a photo with the guy, and then the guy sees the photo and he's not in it, and he starts to lose his shit. Right.
My favorite thing is when I read comments, people are like, "Hey, where do I get that app that makes the photo so it looks like they're gone?" It's like I should sell just a BS app.
Yeah,
it's called the camera
app.
It's the app.
But now, like, people are doing this to kids at home, and they're just doing that part where they put the sheet over them and they've already taken a photo. But when the photo reveal happens, these kids who are like under 10 are losing their minds. They go into hysterics. They're crying. They're like, I'm invisible. It's scarring.
It's the ideal goal reaction to magic, really, is just traumatizing a child.
Yeah, and being invisible is something.
Therapy-inducing.
How many hours have we all spent wondering how great it would be just to be invisible, like you're growing up?
I spent my entire adolescence feeling invisible
Yes.
And that's what leads to magic. In that
Absolutely.
case.
Now I know how that feels when I try to sell tickets.
Yeah. How great would it be if a guy just immediately started like committing crimes and you're like, whoa, 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 it's a magic trick. You're not actually invisible.
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah,
Pulling his dick out.
just
You
groping.
can see your dick.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I was not the person they did that trick on.
How quick would you have taken your dick out?
It would have been literally, as soon as I saw the blanket come off the other guy, my zipper would have been open. I was like, this is a wonderful trick.
So did you realize that this was going to be your Invisible Man trick was going to be your, like, this is
My free bird?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, the day we shot it, I knew, because I used to do this bit on stage in my live show. When I'm playing clubs, I kind of like get two dudes out of the audience and I send one to the lobby because we're going to do a mind reading thing, and which is all BS. And then I tell the audience the whole invisibility bit. And I knew people really dig it because the audience just loves being in on this big old prank. And the dude often does believe he's invisible on stage, even if he's drunk, and you know, even if his wife's in the audience, his wife turns on him and does this bit. So I knew it would take off, but I just didn't know it would be like a kid thing.
What do you do if
like
they
a
don't
Jimmy
believe it?
Kimmel, Who Ate Your Halloween Candy thing.
Right.
What do you do if they don't believe it? There's got to be times on stage where it doesn't work just because the people are like, no, I'm not.
Right. Well, I try to pick a dude from the audience that's kind of like young,
Stupid
kind of
looking?
frat,
Okay.
stupid looking. Yeah, exactly, 100%. Young, dumb, full of cum kind of dude. The mindset of a 12-year-old, as you can see, is what works out.
The worst part, like, because even though like we all want to know how shit's done, like it's like sometimes I don't.
I do.
I know it's a trick, but I still like it. Like I don't want it wrecked. Like I still enjoy not knowing how stuff is done, just to enjoy it for what it is.
I always want to
it's
know.
not magic.
Right. I always want to know. And then once I do know, I'm like, oh, that was funner before.
Exactly.
Like, because that's really not that big of a
and
deal.
once you know, you can never unknow.
Right.
It's the problem.
Yeah.
I think that's a more refined, evolved mindset. I think some people, the dumber people are, the more they're like, oh, you know, if I don't know, you think I'm stupid. No, I think if you don't know, you realize that we have too much cynicism in the world. A little wonder is nice every once in a while.
Penn and Teller do a nice balance of like showing you how it's done sometimes, deconstructing it, but not fucking it up for other magicians.
Exactly.
They're really good, and that fool Penn and Teller thing is great, where they tell you, we will blow the trick, but we know how you, and if you don't believe that they know how you did it, they'll tell you little hints.
Yeah.
Like they really are delicate with how they will let somebody down, and then once in a while they just get fooled. That's a great show.
It's a great show.
Yeah,
it's
is.
great. Yeah.
Plus, there are like some tricks that once you learn the one, that trick is just, it's used over and over and over again. Like the one you did on Ellen, like the coconut falling out of the calendar.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how that trick is done, but I recognize it in the sense that if I knew how that was done, that's like half magician's acts.
It's like 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional. That's like a chapter in the book of magic.
How do they do? You probably won't tell me, but because this is another one of those that like you see done in various different ways. But I think it was when we were in Hawaii, there was like a magic show that like it was sleight of hand and it was close up.
Yeah.
Like it was like in this tiny little auditorium that seated like 75 people or something. But you were like right on top of the guy, which is the best because then he really has to be good.
He has to be good.
Yeah.
But it was that thing where like you had $1 and you check the serial number beforehand and then you cut into an orange and the dollar is inside the orange, but there's no way because you just cut into it. How do you get the dollar?
How the hell does he do this?
I know how they do it.
How does he do it, Joe?
It's all sleight of hand. He's holding the dollar.
What do you mean he's holding the dollar?
It's not in the orange.
No.
It's sleight of
I
hand.
see it in the orange. He pulled it out.
He
I
did,
think
yeah,
Jim is the mass magician. I think I'm just putting this together.
But he has a way of getting it into his hand so it looks like he's pulling it out. But
you mean so he's pulling one out and then there's the real dollar right here and he just
yeah, they're
pulls it out
they're
like,
amazingly quick.
like somebody in Ocean's 11.
I've never seen that film.
You got to have one good sleight of hand guy.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the skill sets in before you rob the casino.
And then you need a fruit produce guy to help with the,
Exactly.
I love the fucking I love sleight of hand stuff because they're just moving their hands faster than you can see it. That's because you know where to look. Their hands,
right.
the fucking hands, and he's still you can't see it.
Yeah,
Those guys are the best.
I always get annoyed when it's like the magic trick is, well, we spent $1 million creating this set that does this and that, and I'm like, well, you didn't do any. You just had a bunch of money then.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
It's
not
like a Rube Goldberg device. It
Exactly.
works itself. You don't even need to be here.
exactly. That's not like a skill set where it's like, no, I learned how to shuffle cards. Like I saw, we had in here, I can't remember his name, but the blind guy. Who's like the greatest...
Richard Turner.
Yes.
He's fantastic.
And he's unbelievable, but that's just because he's blind and all he does is just sit there all day shuffling cards over and over and over.
Oh, is that what he is? But is he good sleight of hand guy or does he just shuffle?
No. He's great at card tricks.
How the fuck does he know what the card is? He can't see it.
That's part of the magic.
I think he starts with the deck in like fresh order, and if it starts that way, he just knows what he's doing.
He's
He
not
knows
blind.
He's
not blind.
That's what dude.
He's not blind. That's the trick.
I'm so hoping that's the
He's not blind.
That it's the prestige.
Yeah.
That at the end of his life, he's just finally going to admit that he's not blind. If he would do that,
he's not blind.
Because I mean, at one point, like he seemed really blind when he was in here.
Well, yeah. Well, so does Pacino in Scent of a Woman.
Oh man. He's a fantastic magicians. Often overcome obstacles. There's a magician from the 1700s, Matthew Buchinger, born with no arms, no legs, became the most famous magician in Europe. Was a marksman, a calligrapher,
What did he do?
an artist.
Just
He
yell
used his
ta-da?
The amazing disappearing
Exactly.
man.
But then it just goes to show you what a man can accomplish when he can't masturbate.
How did he? Yeah, exactly. All of his concentration. Is
My limbs disappeared.
How did he become a mark? Like
He
what
was,
did
he was also 22 inches tall. He was just, they called him the little man of Nuremberg. And he would use his mouth or his kind of shoulders,
My
I
God,
guess.
women must have loved him.
Oh my God, yeah.
9 children. He had 9 children.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
It's amazing
know.
back then. Like the twins, the 2 Asian twins, what were their names? Whatever the 2 Siamese twins, Chen and something. They were very, very famous. They were attached at the midsection. They both went on to have a bunch of kids. And it's like, how do you fuck with someone attached to you? Back in the old days, man, they were pretty amazing.
Yeah.
The people in the circus who would have kids. Yeah, there they are. Chang and Ang Bunker.
Yeah, but they were like carnies, they were filthy people.
Yeah, they were attached. They had their own dicks. They had
Attached
their
to
own
the
dicks.
hips.
No,
So-
they're attached in the chest.
They're attached at the dick.
At what point did you realize you were going to be able to make a living as a magician? Because especially, I mean, you're doing stuff. I feel like magicians nowadays, it's tough to make a living as a traditional
Yeah, you gotta
magician.
you gotta
right?
be crafty,
Right, you have to be creative.
which often means kind of like doing some gigs you're not proud of.
Is that right?
Well, I worked through high school doing kids' birthday parties, bar and bat mitzvahs.
When you were in
Kids'
high
birthday
school,
parties seem more fun though because they believe everything and they just eat loud and shit.
Yeah, but also if you screw up and they'll tell you they know how it works. They'll yell and scream. So it's a good audience.
they'll let you know.
They will let you know.
Have you fucked up in front of a kids' party?
Shit. I think I probably have. I used to do a bit I'd make a rabbit appear and I'd kind of have the cage secretly in my table and I would load the thing in the pot before. So I would load this thing and then I'm like talking, getting ready to do the thing and I just see a bunny like hopping behind me and the kids are like, ah.
And you're like,
And what do you do?
Ta-da! That's what you do.
Yeah, I made him
It
appear.
was my bunny. It appeared from its cage.
it was under the
How did he
table
do
the
it?
whole time.
How did he do it?
Oh, they get out once in a while?
They get out of one, yeah, every once in a while.
So how many rabbits do you got to bring with you? You got to bring a few, right?
That day I should have brought it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I used to just after 9/11 I remember trying to travel with a bunny. I'm giving the wrong impression about my style of magic. I was fine with a bunny and a dove, but they don't let bunnies on airplanes anymore.
Why?
After 9/11? Jesus,
technically
why?
they're rodents, so they started enforcing this. They think they're going to chew through the wires or something.
I think
Like
the
a
shoe bomber.
Talibani or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Shoe bomber originally tried to sneak something in a rabbit.
Well, rabbit's foot, much bigger bomb. So how do they
Bad
get
luck.
How do
Yeah.
you get your rabbit around?
I think now you just you ship it in a crate under the plane.
Rabbits are so fucking scared of everything. Why do magicians use rabbits? They're fucking horrified.
They're adorable.
They're
They're
grateful.
cute.
They're grateful for the work.
Yeah, I guess they are.
They just sit.
I saw some guy that made little chicks appear under a cup.
Yeah.
It was so cute. Everyone got to go up and pet the little chicks after.
you like that?
I loved it.
I bet you did.
I did. It was the rap party for what was Moshe Kesher's show called?
Oh, yeah.
Problematic.
Problematic.
Yeah, it was the rap party for Problematic. They had a magician who was awesome.
Yeah, Johnny Ace Palmer is who you're talking about.
Is it where he makes the
Yeah.
little chicks?
Guy with the chicks.
That's his gimmick. So if you
That's his
started
thing.
doing stuff with chicks, would he be like?
Oh, I'd get
it'd be like a
he'd
comedian
kick my
stealing
ass.
another comic's jokes.
Probably.
The
Is
little
there a-
chicks appear under these cups.
No, I got it.
And all you want to do is go pet them. and
Yeah,
you
I got
can't.
it from
They're
before when you
adorable.
said
fucking-
But then they probably grow. I mean, they don't fit in the cups after a week. What do you think he does with those chicks? That's what worries me.
I hope he sells little chicken wings after. Go cook my props.
Little gift bag for everybody.
So when you're in high school and you're doing magic,
Yeah.
are you doing it like? Are you a tuxedo magician? Like you wearing
I
tails?
was at first. When I was like 13, I saw Lance Burton in Vegas.
Right.
Is he
Tux,
good?
Tails. He was great. Yeah, and he would do doves. He would, it was a classy kind of. So I kind of mimicked that, and then I ditched that and kind of went more. Mac King is one of my heroes, comedy magician in Vegas. So that kind of became the path.
So
No tux.
this goes. I think the tux is what separates it because when you're a kid, middle school, high school, and you're a magician, I think when just a normal person does a magic trick, you think it's cool. Like if you just do like a simple little card trick for somebody in life, even in high school, it's like, oh, cool, you can do cool shit. But when you're like a tuxedo magician, you can be labeled what's known as a nerd. You know, that's that.
If you wore a tuxedo to school.
Right. Did you ever do any of those kids' parties and realize like, oh, this is the younger sibling of like the girl in high school, and now she's looking at me like making rabbits appear. This is
Women love magic.
well, some magic,
do.
They
love
love it. Women love magic.
but not like
Did
tuxedo.
chick guy get laid at this party?
I don't. You know what? He was an older guy. I don't know if he even tried. I just saw him packing his shit up at the end. And then I
Crying. He was just crying.
He was just weeping. You know, I was trying to get laid and I did not. It was a what's the term? A giant swing and a miss.
You didn't make it?
No, I did not.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
But when you were in school, when you were first learning, you're a kid and you're doing this stuff, did people think it was cool or did people think you were a nerd?
I think people thought it was cool.
They did.
Yeah, people thought it was cool. I mean, it was always like, hey, show us a trick. Show me a trick.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, magic boy? Show me a trick.
Do you have any you're going to do today?
I'll do something for you. Magic on the radio.
Ooh.
Well, people like to hear the host struck in wonderment.
Yes.
Literally, like, I was like, yeah, we'll have, Justin in. I was watching the show. We'll talk to him. And Jim was like, I love magic.
Everyone loves magic.
Jim is also, like, I want you to know it's going to have to be a really good trick.
Yeah.
Because Jim he's a student of the dark arts.
Yeah, I'll scream out how the tricks are done.
That's right.
That's what I do.
And he's at a young age, he made a pact with the devil.
I did, yeah.
So he knows.
Yes, he
knows.
tells me how to.
Devil's got a good lawyer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps up.
All right, so are we ready for a magic trick?
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Don't you get nervous doing a magic trick? Like if I went and someone said, all right, now Jim's going to do a couple of his jokes, I'd be humiliated.
That's because your jokes suck.
That's
All
a great
right, here we
point. I feel that way when I'm on stage at the Comedy Cellar too.
Here, I'll show you what I'm... What's your name?
Rob.
Did you see the show, Rob?
Yeah.
Talking
did
to the mic,
see-
Rob, you're just yelling to thin air.
Rob, don't lie.
No, come on,
don't
you're
lie to
lying.
try to flatter him.
Well, I saw the one. Which one are you talking about? The whole show?
You didn't see
no.
the whole show.
No,
Great.
not the whole show.
Can
Sorry.
I've got a little... This is more of a little prize than a magic trick, but
Oh,
I think Jim and Sam will enjoy this.
why
This
does
is-
Rob
Look
get a
great.
prize?
It's a fleshlight.
It's good, it's exact. So I've got 6 prizes, Rob. Whichever number you pick, I'll give you that thing right now. So
Oh,
what
cool.
do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6?
5.
Do you want to change your mind?
No.
5.
Okay, it's like index cards or something, and it's like a foam board. It says the number 5 on it.
Yes.
I don't
He's-
see what's
He's
behind-
chosen a hug.
Oh,
He's
he gets
won
a
a hug.
hug.
Can he have it from the
Yeah,
back?
come
That's
here,
how he
Rob.
prefers
Come
it.
here.
Rob's getting a hug.
Can you put his face on the console and hug him from the back?
Okay, he's getting a hug. That's nice.
There we go.
Okay, everyone.
There we go.
every other number. Look at every other. That's an amazing trick. Every other card, the back of it said anal.
Do you want to change your mind, Rob? Do you want to change your mind?
Rob, you almost had to have anal sex from Justin. Can you believe that?
No, Rob's just mad that he didn't pick one of the other
Yeah,
ones.
now I'm bad.
Damn it, I should have taken 3.
5 prizes remain.
That
Yeah.
is amazing. That's a great trick.
It makes my wife nervous, this bit. It
Yeah.
makes my wife nervous. Because I'm a man of my word. She
Yeah.
does.
You could
I
go
hold up
wrong.
my end of the bargain. There
You got
go.
it. Yeah.
Don't do that in college. You know, you might be get in trouble for harassment.
That's true.
Who's that guy who just had to apologize for doing a trick or something on stage, didn't he? It's a magician, comic
Sounds
magician?
right. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
right. Yeah, every card said anal except for one, and Rob picked the wrong card, obviously.
Yes.
It's a great opener.
Do you do colleges?
I used to do a lot of colleges. Not as often anymore.
How'd you perform
Yeah.
for the Obamas?
yeah.
I did they have a Halloween party every year. At
Did you
the
do
White
the
House.
anal hug joke
did
with
not.
Michelle? No.
No, that was an administration too soon for that one.
Right.
I did it like their Halloween party. Everyone was all dressed up in costume except for Obama, who was like dressed as Obama. He was wearing a fleece, looking chill, and
The president doesn't dress up? I guess the
He doesn't
president
dress
doesn't want to look stupid.
probably you could imagine the press would turn on him for anything.
Yeah. I imagine the president, like JFK didn't want to wear a cowboy hat when they handed it to him.
He's like, I'm not wearing that.
He just wouldn't have, like, Dukakis was ruined by that photo. And
Yeah.
the fucking, so a bad photo can wreck you in the public's eye. It's
Smart.
Exactly.
Really smart. Were the Obama's magic fans?
They were incredible.
They were a good
It
audience.
was fantastic. Great audience.
Were you nervous? Did you fuck up?
The most nervous I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
I don't think I fucked up.
At what point do you know, like, all right, this is going to go well. It's just another magic show. Like, I mean, like, you do your first trick and you're like, okay,
Yes.
it worked.
Pretty much, yeah. First thing, you kind of like, okay, you get that litmus test. You know, okay, that's the response that I normally get. I think this is on track.
Do you meet them beforehand?
I did meet them beforehand.
That probably takes some of the nerves away because you've already got that out of the way.
Definitely.
And they like you.
And I did
Theoretically,
2 sets. I did a set earlier in the afternoon that the president was not in. It was like kind of
a warm up.
The B crowd. Exactly. It was the sit-ins, the seat fillers, and that I was able to get the nerves out.
What's in an hour?
It was a 45-minute set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's worse when you're doing a magic show and you fuck up a trick, or something falls out of your sleeve, or whatever it is, or when the tricks are fine, but the audience is just like, who cares? You know what I mean? When you're just not getting a reaction.
Yeah. Oh, those both suck. I'd say when you fuck up a trick, it's very hard to recover from that, because if you do a joke and it just fuck, I messed up the delivery, that bombed, you can just move on. But when when the trick is exposed, it's like your dick fell out. Like you can't talk your way out of that.
So what do you do when that happens? There's got to be like some kind of a thing you have. Like if I have jokes bombing, I kind of know how to address it, or you know what to do to at least move along to the next. What do you do if a fucking trick just shits the bed?
I try to create a persona where half the things look like just jokes that aren't supposed to be tricks anyway, and I just try to pass it off as that's how it was supposed to be.
Well, magicians
or
are
I whip my dick out.
magicians are smart because like every magician has a bunch of tricks where it's like it's the false negative, where like you screw up the trick on purpose because the real trick is coming.
Yep.
So I would imagine if you screw up a trick legitimate, your first attempt is to try to make it seem like that's part of the act.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Where you go like, oh, well, but what about this over here? Like you just, everybody look that way. And I'll try to compose myself again.
Where are my chicks?
Yeah.
Where are my chicks? Those save the day anytime.
Everyone likes animals.
They do.
Everyone likes to see an animal in a trick.
Just you.
Everyone likes it.
I mean, I guess so.
Fucking girls went crazy when they pulled those little chicks out. They went nuts.
Did they?
Fucking melted.
Did they like petting them?
Yes, they did.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Everyone likes petting a small animal.
Is that right?
Yes.
Did you know that by the time they were chickens, they'd be brought to a slaughterhouse while new chicks came in to replace them?
No, that's what I was saying as I petted them.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Goodbye, friend.
Yeah, enjoy this now. This is not how your human interaction will always be.
How do you end up getting picked for the Obama gig?
So I used to do a show every summer in St. Louis, where I'm from, and a little girl who I guess was like 5 when she first saw me, and then she would see me every year, became like an intern at the events committee at the White House.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Who knew?
And that's it.
That's why, planting seeds.
Man, that's that thing of like, just make sure people like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just you never know who you're fucking with. Be nice.
Exactly.
So when you walk in there, okay, and you're going to meet the president and his wife, what do? They take you into a room? Is there a lot of people in there? How does it work?
You've got a whole line, and a security for a magician getting into the White House was horribly obnoxious.
Oh my God, they must have
literally
looked through
just looking
every
at
single thing.
Yeah. And you're in this photo line, and they don't pay you to go to the White House, obviously, because you can imagine the backlash. Obama spending money on a magician,
right?
So you're kind of you're thrilled to be there, but it's all for the photo op. So they take care of you with that. You're just kind of gradually approaching, and he was shake his hand, hey, arms around,
You got a photo with them together.
Got it with them together, yeah.
When David Blaine starts getting super famous for doing his stuff stopped being magic and was just stunts. Are you like, oh no?
What do I have to do?
Like, what do I have to do now? Like when he's holding his breath,
yeah.
or
he's just sitting on ice. Yeah, that's cool.
And people are like, yeah, that's what it looks like. Or he's like, he's doing in his last special. He figured out how to just drag a giant needle through his hand, and it's like, no, the trick is you just have to know exactly where to put the needle in your hand, and you can puncture your hand. Are you
I
going
hope to
like
never run out of tricks like that?
Right.
He's kind of that's. There's he's got a certain insanity to him that is brilliant in that no one really is the real deal like that.
I mean, I love it, but do you not worry as a magician like, oh no, if this is where the trend goes, I'm going to have to start doing stuff like that?
I never really did worry about that. I feel like some people are just a little creeped out by that. Like people want it to be a trick. So I don't want to think that he's really putting that thing through his hand. I want there to be a trick.
Right.
You're just I could do that if I had a higher tolerance for pain.
Was he really putting it through his hand?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he does. Or he does he does the thing where he swallows a goldfish and then he throws up the goldfish, and it's because he drinks a whole bunch of water. He fills up his stomach, the goldfish sits there, and then he actually just throws up the goldfish. It's not magic. He's doing it.
How did you break both your arms? 'Cause I know you started. What they said the dexterity would come back if you started doing card tricks.
Yeah, so I broke my arms. I was riding my bike while wearing rollerblades, like a genius. Jesus. Fell off, caught
Why'd
myself.
you do that?
You really wanted to get somewhere, didn't you?
Really wanted, yeah.
How old were you?
12.
And your parents weren't
Impressing
like,
girls.
don't ride your bicycle with your rollerblades
I don't
on.
think they ever thought they would have to say that.
Right.
I think it was implied, but
Right.
I didn't catch
Would
that.
you hit a curb or something and you flew off?
I was going downhill and it was some friends and she like, you know when you brake with the front brake on a bike like an idiot and you kind of flip over
Sure.
the front? I did that.
Both your
Caught
fucking
myself.
arms.
Yeah, I was in cast for 6 months. When you're 12, that's inconvenient time.
Did you not go to school?
Didn't go to school for a while.
So no homework? Like,
Still
how did you do
homework.
it?
No homework.
No, but I'm saying, how did you do that? Did a shit pile up?
Up yours, teach. No homework for me. I can't point closer because I can't move my arm.
No, I
Only
meant-
my thumbs work.
Let
Only
me
my
rephrase. That did
thumbs.
sound like a real douchebag question. I mean, did you just have to tell them the answers? Like, what do they do when you can't use
who
your
has
hands?
who has no homework and 2 shattered arms? This guy.
I think you kind of verbally fill it out. I seem to recall my mom being my stenographer.
Oh, and she would do it. And, right,
Mhm.
okay.
That's what moms are for. She
Yeah.
didn't help me out with everything needed.
Yeah, but how
for-
do you wipe your ass?
You don't. That.
Two broken arms. What happens?
Well, luckily,
You just hope you don't have a diarrhea problem.
Fuck, dude. You have to get a bidet or something. But can you imagine
You have to get a
shitting?
bidet.
Come on, man. 2 broken arms. At 12, you don't want your parents
You go
wiping
like
your
this,
ass.
Mom, either you have to start wiping my ass or you have to install a bidet. It's totally up to you.
Toto wash.
Did someone have to wipe your ass?
I need it. No, I was able to wipe it. You kind of can get it around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wipe my own ass.
What do you do if you break both arms? Fuck. If it's a nurse, it's not bad. Like, get in there. Fucking fish around.
Okay, so far Jim's like, wait a minute, no homework and the nurse gets to wipe your ass?
I'm on it.
Breaking both your arms is cool.
But imagine having your parents. If you're really old, the people will do it, but you don't want your parents wiping your
What
ass.
12? Just in your mind, like, can you imagine going to a 12-year-old's house? He's got 2 broken arms. And he's like, yeah, but guess what? No homework. And your friends are like, yeah, but you have 2 broken arms. Who cares about homework?
I wasn't saying no homework like it was cool. I was just wondering, how do you do it? Like, what does it just add up, or do you have to just say your answers? I don't know why I was wondering that.
That's a horrendous question.
It was not a bad question. He had a great answer for it.
It's horrible.
So you would tell your mom the
I would
answers.
tell my mom the answers if she'd do it. Oh man!
And it didn't leave you back a year.
No, no. But the doctor legit recommended I learn card tricks as physical therapy, and that's
how you did.
that's some malpractice as advice, but it worked for me.
It did work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it actually helped you, or it just helped you learn card tricks?
I think it actually helped.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't serious enough that I needed, like legit physical therapy. What it helped is that it helped my dad take magic seriously as opposed to just being some passing fad. you know,
Right.
because the doctor recommended it. He's like, all right,
So you let you
great.
do it.
let's do it.
How long did it take you to get good at it?
I'd say 5 years.
Do you steal shit from people? Like, because I feel like if I was so good at sleight of hand, you're very, very good at magic, right? I feel like if I had the ability to take a guy's watch, there's that, I can't remember which magician it was. It might have been David Blaine, but like taking George Bush's watch
Yes.
off his wrist, right?
Did
I'm sure
he?
that you can do that too.
I can do that, and I wouldn't intentionally steal, but there are times where I've pickpocketed or stolen a watch and just forgotten to give it back,
You wouldn't take somebody's
which
wallet
I guess is stealing,
He really took
but it's
Bush's
an
watch.
earnest.
right off his wrist with the Secret Service right there. It's amazing what these magicians can do. It's incredible.
When we come back, I want to see that. That's fucking amazing.
If
pretty
I
great.
if I had the abilities that you have, I'd be stealing everyone's wallets.
Everyone's wallet.
Everyone's wallets. Yeah, that's right. I'd be getting $5 here.
Metro cards,
Metro cards, no
IDs
problem.
you can't use.
So you never thought to yourself, I could be a magician, but also have a life of crime?
of thievery.
Yeah.
I did. I in college, I think I did. Shoplift some candy bars at the 7-Eleven.
I bet you did.
get caught.
Pickpockets are amazing.
I bet you did more. I bet it's just like as a magician, you have to have a certain image. But I bet you've stolen some things. I
No.
would.
Yeah, passing the bowl around. There's a little, sleight of hand with a nug or something like
I
that.
want to know how
Sticky
pickpockets do
fingers.
it. Because they distract you. There's a certain pressure. Like they'll bump into one part of you and pull
That's
the
right.
wallet out. Like there's and you're also risking going to jail and getting punched in the face. Like that's a real fucking a risk. And I
Yeah.
want to know how they do it.
But they bump into you. I think I saw it on Ocean's 11. They bump into you and they're like, oh, sorry. And as they're going like, sorry, they reach in, inner pocket, take whatever's in your inside pocket out, Bye.
I feel like I'm unpickpocketable. I'm so nervous.
What are
and
you
always-
talking about?
I'm always aware of that. I touch my wallet in the subway constantly.
You're one of the easiest marks I could possibly
No, I'm
think
not.
of. Yes, you
No,
are.
I would never get my stuff
You're
touched.
very easily distractible. I'll come on the train with a chick. Just go like, Jim, do you want to pet this chick?
Yeah, but I would still feel your hand fishing around by my asshole. My ass doesn't go numb when
He keeps his wallet in his asshole. Get it out of there.